Just three radio hosts on air, dumb debating.
It is Dumb Debates. It's back, folks.
Your
chance to contribute to the Grum by sending us your dumb debates on any topic. It does not matter. As you know, on this Grum, we talk about anything.
Designated Hitler.
Whoa, we do. And ladies, John, go to the front of the line. Even when they send in tweets.
I mean, that's always been my rule. You used to criticize me for that.
No, I just criticized you. And
Remember
you're
when we
like,
played
hey,
Movie Magic?
lady, what's your name? You know, when you would ask creepy questions.
I never did that because the name was on the screen.
Josh, are you one of those, if men can go to war, how come women can't go to war too?
No.
Why can't men and women be treated the exact same all the time?
Don't women go to war?
Yeah, but like it's like a type of person, you know?
No, I love women, and I love their questions, and they go to the front of the line.
You sound like someone who's trying to talk yourself into the fact that you love women.
Love women.
But anyway.
Tay writes, I saw Tay at the College World Series. Shout out Tay. Tay says...
Is that her whole name or is that a nickname for...
It's short for Taylor, John.
Okay, I was asking. That's what I was asking.
Yeah. We dropped the lore. There's no lore with
no
Tay.
Taylor's lore. Tay's lore is that it's not Tay
that
lore.
Could be a novel. Tay's lore.
Tay's lore.
I
is
bet
that she's
a
no longer
Swiftie
Tay
has
lore.
already made that a fanfic.
Yuck. Tay writes,
God, those people are weird.
Would you rather wear formal wear every time you leave the house or never be able to go shoeless? You do still have to leave the house, and you do have to wear the shoes in the shower. So if you leave the house, John, you are always coming to the Grum. You're looking like Bob Bruce wearing formal clothes for every show.
Or actually, when John, you dress like you when you have a Creighton game or you're going to an event after the show.
Or you always have to have shoes. You go to bed in shoes. You shower in shoes. You know the feeling of taking off shoes? It's a great feeling. You never get that feeling.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Imagine...
Your feet would get so stinky.
Imagine going to,
what happens if your shoes get worn out?
What if
I think you're allowed to take them off, but you have to immediately put them back on.
What if you're in the yard and you're doing work?
Yard.
What if you're working around the house?
Yeah.
What if you're out yogging you do?
John,
that means you got to go out and wear formal wear when you're yogging.
This is my lawn mowing suit. This is my jogging suit. This is my going to work suit. This is my special event
but you
suit.
still got to put the damn tie on and all that other stuff.
I like dressing nice. I'll do the suit.
There's no way. I could not do that.
So you're wearing shoes all the time?
I guess.
Man, you just brought up a great point. So whenever I would run, I would have to have formal clothes on. I'd have to have a suit to run. I guess I'm wearing shoes all the time. Thank God we do not live in this type of a society. Wow, this is a gross one. This sucks. Yeah. I don't want to wear shoes all the time.
I don't either.
That would be so uncomfortable.
It would.
And yet I don't want to wear a suit to work or just anywhere.
Oh, you could be like Mad Men, though. We could be like Mad Men, wearing suits at work.
Cheating on our spouses, Nick? Is that what you want us to do?
I'm just talking about wearing suits to work.
Yikes.
Cheating on our spouses and smoking all the time.
Well, Nick
while encouraging other people to smoke as well.
Yep.
Because that seems to be the only kind of advertising we do anymore.
They were also sexist, Nick. Yikes.
Tough look for you.
No, that's not what I wanted. That's what you wanted.
So this 4th of July, in the 4th of July city, Nebraska's self-proclaimed 4th of July city, Seward, Nebraska.
Is there a reason for that, or were they just like, let's just declare ourselves Nebraska's 4th of July city?
Yeah. They buried a time capsule.
Okay.
And it is scheduled to be opened on the 4th of July.
And when did they bury it?
50 years ago.
Wow, which is 1975. How depressing is it that 50 years ago is the 70s?
Though
50 years ago seems like it should be the 50s.
Though according to the tweet, the capsule was sealed in 1977. So
now,
I think there's some math here. But the
it's
bottom line
48th anniversary.
I'm no math magician, but
bottom line, they've buried this time capsule. Apparently, it is 20 feet by 8 feet by 6 feet.
Okay, and 48 years old.
And inside it is reported to be a Chevy Vega, which was new back then, a motorcycle, and more.
Okay.
And they're going to open this thing. My question is, my dumb debate is, if the Grum were to do a time capsule, what would go in it?
Okay, so obviously we're putting the entire CD, MP3, whatever we want to do of Harambe karaoke. That segment belongs in a museum.
Well, this is a time capsule, which is kind of a museum.
I think that at this very start, we begin with that. I would include Bob Bruce's broken headphones that he chucked at the wall when Shane made him really mad one time.
Yeah.
Got to put those.
I'd be happy to donate my cast.
John's cast, an excellent idea.
Oh, we could put some things from the Wall of Random in there.
What about Steve Peterson?
We could put Steve
Where
in
is
there.
that? Is that in here anymore?
I think it's in my desk.
Mm.
We could put Steve in there.
Dave Fight says 1620 the beer.
1620 the beer.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What about a microphone that's super limp? Like, here's the microphone
that does this.
Exactly.
What? See, bro. What if we put walleye fishing expedition commercials in there?
An excellent idea.
The backseat PSA. We just need that on a CD.
How about we just put the back seat in there?
What about when John was honking for the Huskers, a horn that was honked during the COVID
Michael
times?
Brunt suggested some Goldberg's curly fries.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Absolutely.
With the ranch.
Nick, I need you to do. Okay, I actually have this.
All right.
Before I read it, John, you keep talking. I'm going to find this real fast.
Well, we have a volunteer.
Oh, do we?
Yes. I suggested that the first thing that gets put into the 1620, the Grum time capsule, is Mike Stibbs.
Like,
oh wow, him is just a person.
Yeah, just put him in there.
Are we gonna mummify him? Or
well, here's what I offered him. I said, if we gave you oxygen, food and water, and internet access, would you do it? And he said he would.
Oh.
So what we need now is someone to donate the land and the digging equipment and the cement vault and the food so that Stibbs can be in our Grum time capsule for the next 50 years.
I love that idea.
There's no question he'll live through all 50 years, especially if he has internet access.
No, definitely not. Nick, so I couldn't find it. I thought I had a clip, and I do not have the clip. So I need you to do a little recon for us. Search PATTON in the Segway channel, and we'll see if we can find this. Because I'm trying not to just think of things from our... Oh, yep. Is that the one?
I don't know.
Play that, the first one, Nick. It's a little long, but...
No more violence. The theme at rallies across the city today. One of them right here at this McDonald's at 30th and Ames. The point to raise awareness that you can be a part of the solution and to bring about unity.
No, it's not.
This must have been a game that they played back then.
There was this famous Michael Severe clip where he yelled, "Hi, I'm Devin Patton, Action 3 News."
Yes.
Sadly, we don't have that anymore. Dave Fight says, John's Oklahoma profanity. Remember that time that you said the S word on the radio for the first time ever?
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Jose says, fake Bill Callahan. Yes.
Yeah.
Bill in Dallas?
Bill in Lincoln?
Or Bill in Lincoln? Or Bill in D.C.?
What
or
about
Bill in
Neil?
Cleveland?
Well, no, he would just take things away. He would delete them.
Yeah, that's true.
It is true. Kevin? We could just throw Kevin
Kevin?
I think
the show was better back then.
Kevin and Stibbs could just hang out with each other.
Wow, that's a podcast.
It is.
Oh, definitely a Scott Frost comic.
What about the show that happened when both Kevin and Michael were on vacation one time, and Lacey started putting in more commercials because the show was so bad and she wanted less content.
Oh,
we could just put that whole 4-hour show in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it really a 4-hour show at that point?
Well, it was, but
really.
not that one.
Not really.
Definitely not that one.
I
got a couple for you.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Let's start with Baymon. You have the superpower to control one animal type, gorilla, tiger, lion, etc., like Aquaman minus the green tights. What animal do you choose and why? What would you use it for? Mowing lawn bags out of your way, walking banks on a hot, muggy morning, help taking over the world? Tell us.
Were those just examples, or does it have to be one of those?
It could be anything you want.
Okay.
You get to choose an animal. Jimmy Allen says he can donate a Top Fan shirt to throw into the...
Top fan.
Yeah.
Top fan.
I think I'm going Bears.
And what are they going to do for you?
Well, I'll have a bear army.
But why?
What kind of bear, though?
Well, if it says an animal, I just pick bears. I got all of them.
Just every bear.
From the cute little panda
Every
to the
bear.
big old grizz.
Hmm.
Then I have a bear army. You never know when you might need a bear army.
An army of bears could be useful.
It's always there to defend me, especially if some of Josh's neighbors come shooting me.
That's a great point.
And I got bears to strike back.
I'm trying to think of what type of.
It does absolutely no good to pick any aquatic animals. They don't do anything for you.
What about?
What if your cruise ship goes down and you need help?
Well, don't be on a cruise ship.
So I'm trying to think of animals that there are a lot of. I mean, there are a lot of bears, but there are
bears.
more birds than bears.
Also, what are you going to do during the winter? They hibernate, John.
Well, my bear army, they'll sleep in shifts.
What if I could control spiders?
It's an animal.
I mean, that's, in the words of Palpatine, unlimited power. If you have spiders, first of all, half the population is going to be afraid. The other half is going to get poisoned.
I'm going to go.
I think I'll go spiders.
I'm going to go.
My
with,
bear army will step on your spiders.
I'm going to go with squirrels.
Why?
Oh my God.
A squirrel army would be incredible.
No, it would not.
It wouldn't be as good as a bear army.
Right, but
It
if
wouldn't
you
be as
see
good as a spider army.
if you see a bear in the city, you're going to be like, "What the hell? There's a bear here." Call the cops. But if there's squirrels in the city, I could have a bunch of
men on the
spy
inside,
squirrels,
Sure.
sleeper agent squirrels, just to do my bidding.
Same with spiders.
Bears could be good spies.
No, not if you see
John.
a bear in Omaha, you'd say, "Get out of here, bear."
That's exactly what I would say to a bear in Omaha.
What are you doing here, bear? Something's fishy. Are you John's protector?
Could
I
be.
would know it right away.
Could be.
But if you get
Well,
enough
I won't
squirrels
need
together,
any.
they
I
can
won't
just-
need any spies. I'll just stick my bear army on everybody. Don't need spies.
Yeah, but bears can't hide in trees. Squirrels can. If I'm attacking you, you're just gonna have to look over your shoulder. Squirrels
Bears
are
can't
everywhere.
hide in trees.
I don't think so.
They
I
climb and they can
I was
climb
gonna
in
say they
trees.
climb.
Yeah, but climbing into a tree and hiding in a tree that you climb.
Cool,
in are
they're
two
hidden,
different
but they can't
things.
do anything to me unless they're unhidden.
Well, no, that's when they jump on you. It's like, ah.
Yeah, but my bear army's there, and my bear army will just swat them out of the sky.
I don't know. Squirrels are pretty agile. I don't know if a bear could take a squirrel.
Katie says. Katie says, "Bird. I single-handedly win World War III with birds." I think we're underrating birds.
I see bear. Birds were my second choice because if you get crows or something, they can just pick up things. You could get enough of them and you could fly.
Hey, is that a bad one?
I got one from Chris. Retail stores now have a specified entrance and exit, and they are miles apart. It's annoying. Assuming the middle lanes of the parking lot are full, do you park by the entrance or exit? I say entrance, but the girlfriend says exit. So a store is now miles long. You can only go in the entrance.
I've never experienced this before.
It's the dumb debate, John.
No, I know, but I've just never seen this. I've never seen these things before.
You've never thought if you park closer to the entrance or the exit?
No. I've not. I guess I've never been to one of these stores that last miles and miles.
It's a creation. He has created this.
Oh,
this
he's
is,
created.
That's what the stores
oh,
are.
I thought he was actually saying.
No.
Oh, okay.
Store, and you have to go in the entrance. You have to leave in the exit.
Yeah.
You cannot walk in and out of both.
So John can just
Well,
ride
that-
his bear army to the entrance.
Yeah. So do you park on the entrance side or the exit side?
Exit side.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty easy one. It's always the exit side
Because
you want the end of the thing to be easier.
right,
Yeah.
because if you're going into a store, you're bringing stuff out.
Correct.
You're usually not taking stuff into a store.
Actually,
So you want to be closer to your vehicle
Hmm.
so you can get it there easier.
Yeah.
Especially if it's
You go in
raining or
entrance, you
something,
freak.
or if you don't have a bear army to
With your
protect
little
you.
squirrels.
I was thinking exit, but John also brought up a point. You're bringing stuff out of the store. You're not taking anything into the store. So you want to park at the entrance so you're not as over encumbered.
No,
What?
but you're taking stuff out of the store.
Oh,
Yeah.
the exit.
Yeah. You're going to be walking a long damn
yeah,
ways
with your milk.
with all of your
That's true.
nuts for your damn squirrel army.
They can forage their own nuts, John. They're self-sustaining.
No, they're not.
Where are you going to
No,
get?
they're not. They're lazy. We got the fat bastard in our backyard. Oh, we got to feed the damn thing every day. The wife said, "Did you feed the squirrel today?" It's the same fat bastard. All he does is eat them damn nuts
You know why he does that, John? Because
he's
you feed him.
because he's lazy.
He's self-sustaining.
He's not self-sustaining.
Why do I need to forage?
I'm
when
sustaining him.
Why do I need
I'm
to forage
sustaining
when
him.
a one-armed man gives me food?
I don't put stuff out for the bears because the bears, they'll find their own.
And then they'll go sleepy time. See, but you didn't think about that. If you're trying to take over the world, what if they're hibernating?
That's what I said that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but-
I was reading the dumb debate questions.
Well, we're just not going to do it in the winter.
Okay, John will take
The
over
weather
the
is
world
better
in the
for
summer.
the weather is better for taking things
Winter
over in the
is
spring.
not coming, says John Bishop.
Interesting. Ooh, John, here you go.
In the spring we conquer, in the winter we sleep. That's the slogan of my bear army.
That's actually
In the
pretty good.
spring we conquer, in the winter we sleep.
It's kind of like
Grr!
It's kind of like what Rothstein says. We sleep in May.
And the Bears will finally have a decent quarterback.
Nice.
Nice.
Jeff says, if you were forced to eat a pint of hot mayonnaise or a pint of cold turkey gravy, what do you choose?
Well, the warm mayonnaise would. I mean, that'd be like salmonella just waiting to attack.
I'll
Yeah.
do the gravy.
I'll do
Yeah.
the gravy.
You can't say gravy when it's cold like that. You gotta go the gravy.
gravy.
Yeah.
The gravy.
Yeah.
The thought of cold gravy just.
The thought of warm
but
mayonnaise.
the thought of any mayonnaise is like. Wow.
Yeah, it makes my stomach hurt.
But yeah, warm mayonnaise, that stuff would be infected
only
with all
time-
kinds of crap.
Warm mayo is acceptable is if you just toasted the bread and then you spread the mayo on there after the fact.
Yum. Man, I love mayonnaise, John.
Man, I can't wait till I get my bear army. You know what the first thing we attack is? Every mayonnaise plant in America.
Whoa,
Guess we're
John.
taking them out.
But then every mayonnaise plant is going to be looking out for bears. You know what's subtle, John? Squirrels. No,
John's Bears will knock production of the mayonnaise company back by 2 or 3 weeks.
Damn it! I can't open the door.
Pedro.
Only according to the fake New York Times.
Pedro says, "Hi guys, dumb debates question. Josh and John, would you like to have Kalkbrenner's wingspan and be your height? What's his wingspan?
Oh God, I'm not
7.
sure. What
it's more than he is tall, isn't it?
It's long.
You want
No, there is no way I want Ryan Kalkbrenner's arm. I mean, I would take his
You'd
left.
look hilarious.
I'd take his left arm right now.
Wait, would you trade Kalkbrenner's left arm for the next 6 months? So it's longer than your right arm, but it's healthy. You get to skip all of the therapy, but you have a really long left arm.
Did you see that thing floating around Twitter
Oh,
over the last
God.
few months of that guy who only worked out one side of his body?
Mm-mm.
He had like half of his neck was like super ripped
Did he do
and
it for a
jacked.
bit?
Yeah, he just did it for a TikTok bit.
Oh my gosh.
God, your generation is stupid.
Society is going to hell.
My bear arm. This after we attack all the mayonnaise plants, we're
You're
coming
going
after
after TikTok?
TikTok.
You're right. That's way more dumb than the cinnamon challenge.
That was also stupid.
No, that was your generation.
Yeah, it was
though.
also stupid.
What
Nick.
was the cinnamon challenge?
People
I never
just
heard of
eat
this.
like cinnamon straight
You
up.
you just
Remember when we did the mustard challenge?
I do remember
That
the
was
mustard
awesome.
challenge.
yeah, the cinnamon challenge. You just eat a tablespoon of cinnamon. That's all it was.
I mean, that's better than warping your body. Would I take Ryan Kalkbrenner's left arm for the next 6 months? I mean, assuming I get my good arm back.
Yes,
after
you would, and there's no issues whatsoever. It's just that you suddenly
I
have
think
a
I would.
really long arm.
I think I would because I think I could monetize this. Hey, look at the freak with the really long
you
left
could get
arm.
on TikTok. What
So-
would driving a car be like, though? You just suddenly,
I just cock my seat so that
you'd have to
kinda
lean
sitting
back.
Drive
no,
from the back.
I don't have
seat.
to use it. I mean, I can.
Man,
I'll just be able to have my elbow at my side and just reach out with my index finger and drive.
John
with
would just
Ryan
have a
Kalkbrenner's arm.
stranger's arm with him the whole
what
time.
is his wingspan? Let's see. It's got to be available somewhere. He went to something.
Yeah,
7'6".
Damn.
God, that is nuts. So if you chop that in half, just in terms of his body, you're looking at.
Well, yeah, but the wingspan also
Correct.
includes across the chest.
So
I
I'm
mean,
just trying to figure out his arm length compared to what your arm length is. By the way, that's second best in terms of this year's prospects.
and then I'd be able to walk around to everyone and say, "Look at these hands." I'm sorry. Look at this hand.
So does Ryan get your arm then?
No.
Okay.
Oh no, poor Ryan.
Well, we're definitely making sure this trade happens after the draft.
Hey, look, I would
and
say
after
this.
he signs his contract.
If maybe that's what the scouts saw. He had your arm
He had my
attached to it.
arm.
Oh, something's wrong with the left side of his
Oh,
body.
that'd be
It just
terrible.
looks so soft.
Speaking of hoops,
Oh,
Peter says, how much does your basketball team have to be winning or losing by at the 4-minute media timeout for it to be acceptable to leave early? Or is it never acceptable to leave early?
Oh, of course it's acceptable to leave early. Stop being a fan now. Yeah, these people leaving early looks terrible. No, if your team's up by 20 with 4 minutes to go, you're fine to
see,
leave.
for me, and not basketball, but any event that I go to,
You stay the whole time.
I
don't
stay
you?
the whole time because I paid for the ticket.
Yeah. If my team is playing, I don't leave early. if it's just some random game that I got like access to, I'm actually okay with leaving early.
Yeah, but if you're playing, some crappy team and you're up by 20,
Honestly,
this game's over.
Playing a crappy
okay
team, most people are leaving, so I kind of like sticking around to let some of the traffic
Unless
clear out.
you're the Yankees playing the Rockies, and then you're just staying there the whole time to watch the bloodbath.
Got him.
Got him.
So yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I feel unequipped to answer this question.
Why?
Because sometimes I leave early and sometimes I don't.
Wow.
I don't know.
You have question incontinence?
It just depends on the vibes, I guess, at the basketball game.
I don't remember. This is one I had in the queue. I don't remember if we did it the last time here. Trees, birds, flowers, dogs. Which is the toughest to accurately identify?
In terms of like
just
what
knowing,
type?
hey, that's a blank tree. That's a blank
So wait,
dog.
what
That's
was
a
it?
blank.
Trees, dogs?
Trees, birds, flowers, dogs.
So I don't know anything about flowers or trees. So for me, it's one of those. Just because I don't know anything about them. I know what a rose looks like.
I think tree might be a heavy favorite with this question. At the Cake concert, I saw Cake. They do this bit where they give a tree away during the show.
To a person?
To a person, just in the audience.
Yeah.
And the caveat is, like, everybody would raise their hand, and then Cake would be like, all right, you had to identify what the tree was.
Oh, wow.
In order to get
How
the
did you
tree.
do?
Wow, what a tree hugger thing this was.
It does sound very
It was a cherry tree, by
That'd
the way.
be cool to get a tree. We gave my mom a tree for Mother's Day one year.
I had no idea, and multiple people got the answer to what kind of tree it was wrong until they found a guy who knew what a cherry tree was.
I don't know anything. Do you know anything about trees?
Not
I
very
know
little.
nothing about trees.
I barely know how to identify dogs.
I have a difficult time with a lot of dogs.
I know like lab, golden retriever, pug, like the normie ones.
Yeah.
But like I couldn't believe it when we found out what Banks was. He's all sorts of stuff that we didn't expect. We thought he was a black lab short hair pointer mix, but he's other stuff too. He's like a husky.
Yeah, dogs are hard to identify. Some of them.
Yeah. So yeah, all of those. What was the fourth one? Trees, flowers, dogs, birds. Yeah, see,
birds are pretty distinct though.
See, but I don't know what kind of birds are. Birds. Or sentences, apparently.
Squirrels.
I know I don't even know what a blue jay looks like, except that it's blue.
That's all you really need.
I think I've only seen like one blue jay. There's this bird
That's impossible. They're all around.
It keeps dive bombing me when I run. There's obviously other chicks over there.
That would be other.
Talk to the kids.
That'd be what's his name's bird army coming out.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, KD. I don't know what kind of bird it is. It's black with like a streak of yellow or orange.
That might be a magpie.
Magpies
bird? Are kind of D's.
Dude, this bird sucks. It won't leave me alone. Let's look. You know what? I think it's a magpie.
Yeah.
Nice identification, Nick.
Magpies are famous for swooping at people. It's a big problem. Like, they just like to.
Go away, bird.
In Australia, that's one of the predominant birds there, and they call it swooping season. You just get dive bombed by birds. They just think it's funny.
Well, they ain't gonna be dive bombing my bear army.
Birds are a lot smarter than people want to think they are.
Are they?
They are.
I mean, these are the same things that flew face first into the Vikings stadium.
Yeah, that's a tough look.
They're pretty dumb. Dave
says, Josh, a Blue Jay's prominent feature is its softness.
Nice.
Peter writes, this is a sports one to finish up with. Bigger margin of victory against Houston Christian. Creighton basketball, who won by 35 back in November, or Husker football on September 13th. Well, Nebraska beat Houston Christian by more points than Creighton did.
Ooh. 35.
It's a good number. That'll probably be around the spread. It'll probably be higher than that.
They might have to, or I might have some serious questions about this group.
Well, you'll be doing overreaction that day.
I won't.
Can't wait to listen.
Why would I be doing it when you're doing all of it?
I'll be in Minnesota probably.
You will. You have no idea where you'll be.
I could be in Minnesota though.
You probably won't.
Yeah, probably right. I think I'll be in Purdue that week.
We'll be in Nebraska.
I'm going to go with
Big Red overreaction.
35 is a lot of points.
35
You
is
can
a
win
lot
by
of points.
34, and that is a dominating victory.
Nebraska hasn't won many games by 35 or more points in recent years.
John, last year, I do not believe they won by that many points in any of their games. They beat UTEP by 33. They beat Northern Iowa by 31. Those were their two biggest wins.
Yikes.
I will say fewer than 35 points. Give me the Jays in this one.
I might have to agree. Only because they just haven't done it.
It's been. Did Rule do it in year one? Did they beat Lot? Well, no, they won one of those games like 28-14, and What was the other one? 42 to something, maybe?
All right. So looking back, so you said last year the biggest one was 32, right?
It was 33. They beat UTEP in the opener.
Biggest win in 2023 was 24 points.
Wow.
2022.
Nope. The
biggest win was 21 points.
Okay. They whooped up on Northwestern in 2021.
And they also beat Fordham by 45.
They did. They won their 3 games that year, all by double digits. 2020.
Man, there's only been two games this decade, 2 wins of more than 35 points.
Wow.
And they both happened in the same year.
Wow.
Let's see. Let's go back into the 10s here.
What are you trying to find now? The last.
I'm just looking. Maryland smoked them by 47.
They beat Maryland. They killed Maryland in 2019.
Beat Northern Illinois by 36. So there's another one.
Creighton, definitely the answer now. The further we go back in time, that'd be breaking a trend if they're able to do this.
Beat Bethune-Cookman by 34, not quite.
Scott Frost's second win.
Oh, no, 36.
What was that, like 40-something?
It was 45-9, so there's one.
There you go.
Yeah, man, it used to be a rite of passage. We used to have 35-point wins all the time.
Uh-huh.
Not anymore. But maybe this year.